I also saw two friends, two individuals that I used to work with. And I think that one of the friends in the dream, it was indicated to me, had the technology used to allow for birth control. So she had that technology in her, and it was revealed to me. I felt a little unsettled, but she was sure it was not connected to corporations, that it wired them for neural.
Hello, brothers and sisters. I hope you're all doing well in the Lord. Thank you very much for choosing to watch this video. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to share a revelation that was sent in by a sister. I received this email quite recently, which was on the 18th of January, and I have taken my time to listen to this sister's message. She narrated and then presented herself in a video. And this sister gave a very detailed and lengthy revelation concerning how the evil people that controls the world, which is actually in relation to the message in the book of Daniel, how these people are going to use technology to destroy and manipulate the lives of people. It's quite terrible because most people are going to engage in these things without not being aware. And I believe that this is why the Lord has given this revelation to this sister to share with the world. Now, based on her information, this sister made a claim that she received this revelation 4 years ago, I think in the year 2020. Based on the things she said, she claims that this whole thing is going to take place or is going to start in the year 2025. It has terrible things to do with how people are going to receive a chip implant in their body and how this whole thing is going to turn out, that their body is actually going to be an interface to the internet. And most of the things she said has a relation to birth control and other forms of ways that they are going to use to grab humans, manipulate them through the use of technology and the internet. I do not want you to miss any part of this sister's message because she gave a very sensitive and detailed information of what is coming to the world. So please stay tight as I play out the sister's message to you. Thank you and God bless you.
Hello. I am wanting to share a dream that I had in the year of 2020. So that's almost 5 years ago. This dream holds important information and warnings about things that are to come when it comes to the technological future for this United States and also the global economy as a whole. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started on the dream that I had that I would like to share. The title of the dream is called Dream of the Future, the Seduction of Technology. I recorded this dream on the 27th of October in 2020, but I had had the dream 2 days earlier on the 25th of October, the year of 2020. I came into the dream knowing that a technology existed that people could implant to interface with Wi-Fi or the internet. I knew that technology companies at large had convinced many women to implant a method of birth control in the upper right arm behind their armpit area, just a ways from their back area. So it's this area right here where they were asking women to implant their new form of birth control. The microchip implanted served to prevent pregnancy, but it in some instances, depending on the technology and the manufacturer, it could be neurally connected to the woman's brain and her mind. In instances where this was possible, the woman could be given powerful suggestions to do things not originating from her soul. Not all women with the technology could be made prone to this, but many could, and there was little way of knowing without, until the time that someone tried to initiate this process. I remember having a glimpse of another form of technology at this time. I was able to be a passive observer of an individual who looked at their forearm as if they were looking at a screen. So at the turn of their wrist, the woman I was observing, could see transposed off of her inner forearm a screen, but it was virtually three-dimensional. So she twisted her arm like this, like so. And when she twisted her arm up like that, she was looking out into the environment. But when she was looking out to the environment, She could see as if she was looking at a computer screen, but there was no computer screen there. No one else could see her browsing the internet, but I was able to see her browsing. Images, symbols, words, numbers, all seemed to be hovering in the air and moving at the speed of her thought, and her fingers would sometimes move and they would be used to browse. That is what I observed. This was all visible to me as a passive observer. I knew it was computing technology of some kind. It was her right arm that she was gazing to this new technology through. When she discontinued browsing and let her arm down to a natural position so that she could go about her business, I knew intuitively she was not disconnected from the internet. So I was just sensing, I think the spirit was speaking to my heart, letting me know that she was still connected to the internet. I knew she could hear it, constant stream of information and knowledge flowing through her mind. I was made aware that those with this technology could be totally taken over without their will being involved, and I felt distrust for those who I observed having these technologies somehow. Next, I saw a beautiful young lady. She turned her left forearm towards her face. She had what seemed to be a natural arm of flesh, and until I saw there was a literal screen, there was a screen on her inner forearm. She used it the way we use a touchscreen computer today. I was made aware, too, that individuals possessing this form of technology could be taken over to do against their will things that were not from their own choosing. I landed after that passive observance to a warehouse. It was a metal building. In it, I saw people I recognized. I saw my twin sister. She seemed to be preparing for her own mission of sorts. I saw people aiding her and helping her to hurriedly prepare. It was as if they were preparing for an emergency situation and to take flight and to leave. So they seemed to be preparing to depart. I also saw two friends, two individuals that I used to work with. And I think that one of the friends in the dream, it was indicated to me, had the technology used to allow for birth control. So she had that technology in her, and it was revealed to me. I felt a little unsettled, but she was sure it was not connected to corporations, that it wired them for neural linking. My other friend that I saw in the dream, I was able to know by the spirit that she didn't have this technology. Although it was offered to her, she refused to take it. I warned them that the technology had a potential threat because we didn't know who can be trusted. If the chips can send powerful suggestions, it all depended on the manufacturer, which they never revealed this to the woman. Although it was not seemingly the mark of the beast, it was grooming women for the mark that was very shortly to come. I warned them also that those who outwardly chose to be neurally linked to the internet using their forearms and some brain transmitter were not only groomed for the mark, but they would most certainly be taking the mark when it became available. Their love for constant connection to the internet and their devices was inordinately made evident in their choice to become neurally linked with it. They simply believed they could not live without technology, and they were accommodated. We were on the run from what I perceived next in my dream. I was picking up spiritually that we needed a place to go and to seek shelter away from family, friends, neighbors who were neurally connected, because people had begun acting strangely and turning people, family, friends into authorities for the past few days that I could perceive from the stream. This has been going on. Something wasn't right. I was made aware later that we were in a dry run. I was made aware by the spirit that it was a dry run for what was to be in full throttle for the near future. So, anyways, this friend that I had that had received the implant in her arm for birth control, she suggested that I come with her and another friend of hers. This friend of hers had a bionic arm. It was her left arm, and she assured us that she would not be able to be neurally linked where she would take us. She had an underwater vessel that could go so far under the ocean that the signal would be weak and she wouldn't be reachable. So I skeptically took them up on their offer. I warned this friend that we shouldn't fall asleep without keeping an eye on her, and that we shouldn't sleep near her in case something goes wrong, and she agreed. As we were below the surface, I noticed the signals were still stronger than we realized, and the young lady was doing her best to fight these suggestions. We began to try and surface, since it was clear we were being tracked by the technology in her arm and the chip that my friend had taken. Even though she didn't have any neural links, we were still being tracked by that chip that she had implanted into her arm. I was able to see by the spirit and perceive that there were a lot of corporations that had come together to initiate this dry run, this test, and to try to see, after reaching a certain percentage of the population that had taken and implemented this technology into their persons, how this would work on the human vessel and how much control they would be able to have. Someone stopped the corporate corruption. So there were probably some legal entities that got involved, lawyers and things of that such. And they were able to stop this corruption that led to people being hacked by computers. But I knew this was the beginning of something else much worse. I warned women with the birth control to remove it if possible, or to ask God's help in fighting powerful suggestions that they noticed, to cast down the thoughts. I warned that taking such technology led to the mark. Then I woke up. Here are the scriptures for the blueprint of the dream. So I like to be able to confirm through the word that um, there is coherence with the dreams that I receive. And so here are the scriptures that I believe are the blueprint for this final kingdom that we will be living in and that's coming upon mankind. And this kingdom is supposed to be unique to any of the other kingdoms, and a powerful kingdom, but also to have some weak elements to it. And I believe if you read these scriptures in Daniel, you'll be able to see and get more information about this coming kingdom, this iron kingdom mixed with the miry clay. But also here talks of the destruction of that final kingdom in Daniel chapter 2, verses 45. And it talks about who is coming to destroy anyone who is integrated into this kingdom. So back to the dream. When awake, I realized that the current usage of technology, our dependence on it to communicate, to do financial transactions, to get work, to socialize, etc., it was all grooming us for this long awaited day when they would take it all away from us and say these phones and computers are now obsolete. If you want to remain connected, you must offer your body as a medium for interaction on the networks of the world. People will be so conditioned and addicted to the internet that they won't know what to do: give their freedom or go off grid. I had a feeling this transition will take place within at most 5 years into the future, which is very soon. And that's what I recorded. I had this dream almost 5 years ago. So I feel strongly convicted that now was the time that the Lord released me and freed up my time to be able to sit and record this information for the sake of people, humanity everywhere, as a warning to say, please don't integrate or mingle your body with these coming technologies. It's a great danger of doom, and that doom being that you could forfeit your eternal life. So thank you for your time. God bless you. And please heed the warnings. My people, as the Lord said, are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Um, Knowledge is provided to us. God sends it to believers and unbelievers alike in dreams. He still communicates to humanity, saved and unsaved. Like he communicated to Nebuchadnezzar, a wicked king, he can communicate to anyone as long as you're willing to listen. And this warning is a strong warning for the technology that is soon to emerge. When this technology does emerge, it'll start out, you know, as a dry run. But eventually, after that dry run, the way that we interface with the internet will never be the same. And when that transition takes place, everyone will have a difficult decision to make because of how dependent we are on the internet for daily life and daily living in today's modern system. The future kingdom, this will be the only way that you can interface, and that will be with offering your body. And I believe that that is the mixture of the iron and the miry clay. I feel a strong conviction to that, that we were forewarned in the scriptures about this final, last, coming destructive kingdom. So I do not want anyone's blood to be on my hands. And that is why I'm sharing this message with strong conviction from the Lord and a hope that you will choose life and look up because our redemption draws nigh. Thank you.